I was going to say that your rap was really good there, and then I came through and just fucked it all up.
Well, sometimes for about 30 seconds, I have an idea of where I want to start.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I had an idea for like 30 seconds. I had time to think.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes you hit little streaks when you're freestyle rapping. You just go and go and go and go and go, and you sound so cool, and you sound like you rehearsed it or something.
Yeah, but you don't.
What is that?
I think that's God.
Just letting it loose a little bit inside of you.
Just everyone has a little bit of God in them.
I think so. I think everybody's got a little bit of God in them.
Mm-hmm. Except for the artist Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of pushing it. They're wanting a little bit of God in them, but they just took his name.
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of funny. It's like you literally took the Lord's name in vain, Lord.
Yeah, you add an E on the end. What's the E stand for? Ecstasy? Drugs?
What's the E for? Extra God?
What's the E for? Extra Satan?
And I ain't never did this before, no.
Seriously. I don't know. I haven't listened to Lord in a long time. I feel like Lord exploded when we were in high school, and then I haven't heard much from Lord. Do you know any songs from Lord aside from
I don't remember.
song?
I don't remember that song.
It was like ba-da-da-da, diamond in the da, and I move. Lay back, diamonds on your gold teeth. Bam, 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 banana, go leave. We don't care. And you'll never be royal.
Royal.
Yeah.
My name is Lord with E.
Sweet tea.
And we got lots of sweet tea.
And we got a lot of tea.
And we got a lot of beef.
Royal.
Royal.
Did you hear that little like, yeah.
Yeah, a little
Did
bit vibrato.
Yeah, did I sound like Post Malone? You went and saw him in concert.
Yeah, he does that. He goes, wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Did he do it in the concert?
Yeah.
Was it awesome?
Yeah.
What was the best song that he performed?
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't sass me.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I
He
like
sounded just like that, too.
Yeah.
Sounded like the real thing. It was cool and tingly like the real thing.
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't sass
That's
me.
one thing I like about Post Malone is that when he recorded stuff, it's like, wow, that's cool and tingly. And then whenever he performs it, it's also cool and tingly like the real thing.
How to manipulate anyone.
He is cool. He is a cool guy. I feel like he's so relatable. He talks about dinosaurs, and he also talks about playing Magic the Gathering.
How to manipulate anyone.
Yeah. Wrapped around your finger.
Wrapped
around your finger. Wrapped around your finger.
How to manipulate anyone.
I have a raptor around my finger. Yeah. That's so cool that he likes dinosaurs, just like on that show, Dating on the Spectrum or whatever.
Yeah.
Love on the Spectrum. Is that what it is? Love on the Spectrum?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, if you don't like dinosaurs, basically he said in a nicer way, if you don't like dinosaurs, fuck off.
Not Post Malone. You're talking about the guy on the autistic guy on Dating on.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant, yeah, the guy on, but yeah, that's kind of how Post Malone's saying. He's saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Because he's like, raptor around your finger.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't like dinosaurs, like, we aren't in love, is what he's saying with that. Raptor around your finger.
Yep.
Raptor around your finger.
Yeah, I think.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I don't know if
Just
I
like
could-
a raptor.
I mean, dinosaurs still exist. Dinosaurs are still alive now.
Yeah, dude. Look at armadillos.
Crocodiles.
Oh.
I saw a crocodile snap a deer in half the other day on the internet.
If you would have said it in person, that'd be so sick.
That would be freaking awesome. I did
Can
see
you
some
imagine?
I did see some wildlife this week though.
Yeah.
There were some baby birds that fell out of the tree. They landed in the yard beside my house.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything with them because I don't know what
Baby
to do with
birds?
them. Yeah. What do you do with a baby bird whenever it lands? Like when it falls out of a nest and it's just like on the ground.
I think you're supposed to like put it in your mouth and chew it up and feed it to your kids.
I don't have any kids.
We have a naked cat. I'd probably love a baby bird.
Yeah.
He'd
he
probably love you to baby bird a baby bird to him.
Yeah, he does. He does like bird bones.
That's why they call it baby bird.
Why is it?
That's why they call it baby birding.
What?
Because you eat the baby bird and you baby bird it to the person, to someone.
Oh.
How to manipulate anyone.
Everyone thinks it's like, oh, a baby bird. When you baby bird something, it's like you chew up food and then you spit it in someone else's mouth or whatever. That's like what a mama bird does to the baby bird. But no, that would be called mama birding it.
Right.
When you baby bird someone, you pick up a baby bird out of a nest, you chew them up and you spit it into your friend's mouth for nutritional value.
Yeah, and if you're a good friend, you will do the chewing for your friend.
Did you know this? They actually, on purpose, make a type of egg that like the chicken's starting to grow inside the egg, and then they start to fix it for you. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not like just an egg. They let it like slowly. It doesn't take very long, but like the chick starts to actually grow. So it's kind of like you're eating an abortion.
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't sass me.
Yikes.
Yeah, I heard about it, and my brother-in-law said it tastes great.
Wow. Rick really chowed down on an abortion.
On a chicken abortion, yeah.
Yikes, dude.
Which, like, to be honest, that's all they do.
Yeah.
It's kind of that's all they do because of us. But we kind of help. It's like an assisted abortion.
Yeah.
But they know it's going to happen. Those fucking sluts.
Dude, I got to tell you something. I had some crazy shit happen to me on last Thursday.
Okay.
I get home from the gym. Okay.
We already know this is a lie.
But first off, let's go ahead and go. Let's put the rap segment right here. Boom. It's time for the part of the show where we do some improvisational freestyle motherfucking rapping.
Except this week, it's kind of just freestyle whatever we want to say on a random beat.
Yeah, we ran out of prompts in the hat of inspiration. We will get new prompts soon, but this week is just going to be us freestyling. So here you go.
Look at that. Ed and Eddie on there. Oh, Ed and Double D. Eddie and Double D.
This freaking bug is annoying. What's up with all of these gnats? They're at our shop, 2 rats. I can't get rid of these bugs. They make me want to get mad and turn into a thug. They make me want to get a nail gun. They make me want to staple it to the fucking sun. They make me want to squish their eggs and bang the wife I said had sex with the fucking insects. And I don't want to bang the sister incest. Cause you know that I am the best. But I only want to bang the gnats, mom and the dad. The mom and the dad. I'm gonna have to show my revenge, make them sad. I want to bang the gnats, mom and dad. With my balls and dick and maybe a glad bag. As a condom.
Put a bag on the head.
Yeah, as a condom.
Cause if a gnat's dad puts his motherfucking head in a glad bag, then he puts his head in your motherfucking asshole, you won't get pregnant.
Yep.
That's a fucking fact, Jack.
And that's the truth. And that's the truth.
If you bang a girl in a hot tub, no pregnant. If you bang a girl in a motherfucking navel, no pregnant. If you put your dick in her mouth and you cum load, no pregnant. Cause if you bang a girl while she's petting a toad, no pregnant.
That's the best time to have sex with a girl. When she's at the aquarium petting a motherfucking toad named Pearl. Or maybe when she's touching the frogs. Maybe when she's on the pollywogs. Maybe when she's seeing the salamander does. You can bend her over then say damn son. And then you can come. She won't have a son if she's touching an amphibian. Or a frog or a toad. A reptilian motherfucking mold.
No pregnant.
No pregnant.
No pregnant.
She won't get pregnant.
No pregnant.
Okay, now we're back. I hope you enjoyed that. But now we're getting back to my story about after the gym.
Every day is a new day.
So I am getting home from the gym. I go upstairs and I hear a ding at my doorbell. And I'm like, okay, what the heck is this? I look out the window.
Not a ding dong.
It was a ding dong. They rang my doorbell. And I go to look out the window to see, okay, it's probably just the Amazon guy putting a package down and dinging my bell. No mailman in sight. So I was like, what the fuck? I got to go down there.
How are you
going to
get ding donged?
And I go down there to check it out. And it's my neighbor who has been super cool. So there's me on the end. Then I have my neighbors, Luke and Aaron, and then my other neighbor on the end. And it's him. And he stops by, and I was like, hey, man, what's going on? He goes, and he's kind of like frantic. He's normally cool, calm, and collected. He like mows our lawn. He's a great neighbor. But he was,
Love him.
he was definitely shook up.
Yeah.
Said, hey, man, what's going on? He goes, hey, man, I was in a car accident a year ago over by Walgreens and CVS. I was in a car accident over there, and they're saying that I got out of the car and assaulted them after they hit me. And when I did get out of the car, which I didn't assault them, there's security cameras that have all this on. They have all this. They're saying that I assaulted them, and according to the cameras, they're going to see that I didn't. But in the middle of me getting in this car accident, I saw a truck like yours drive by, and I just wondering if that was you. I was like, no, at first I thought that I hit him. I thought he was asking me if I hit him. I was like, oh no, I don't think I hit anybody. He goes, no. After I got in a car accident, I just saw a truck that's the same color as yours drive by. I was wondering if you saw me get out of the car and hit this guy. Like, I was like, oh no, I don't think I remember any. He goes, it might have been your truck. It might not have been. I was just wondering maybe if you, by chance, you were the guy who witnessed me hit this person. I was like, no, dude, I haven't seen a car accident.
Also, didn't you just say you didn't hit the person?
Well, I'm saying he is just being like, why would your next door neighbor who just moved in a month ago just be the guy who witnessed your car accident a year ago? It was just very strange.
Yep.
It was a very weird encounter with him.
Yeah.
And ever since that
He
day,
was pretty nervous.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what's going on. Ever since that day, he goes, well, I'm going to go to the police station and get this sorted out now because I got a job and I don't want it to affect my job. So I'm going to go turn myself in now. And I guess he went to the police station, but he hasn't been back to his house. And all of his plants that he left outside are dying. And I don't know what the hell to do with his plants. Do I do something with his plants? Do I leave them be?
I think you let him die.
It's like, dude, don't get in a car accident. Your plants won't die.
Dude, that's honestly a great lesson. Is that why you brought that up?
Well, I was just telling you the weird story I had, just a weird interaction.
Well,
people are so weird lately.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to say it. We're not going to say it out loud, but we're going to look at each other. Is this person's name?
No.
Because the person that I just worded the name to you came in here today, and he seems like the same type of guy, and I just wondered.
Yeah.
Because a guy came in here today.
Yeah.
And long story short, some people, no matter how you do something, it is incapable. They are incapable of. I think it's like a case of narcissism mixed with. It's like, hey, but they don't know they're narcissistic. So
How to manipulate anyone.
So he comes in. You can't please the guy, no matter what you do. You just can't please everybody. But this guy is unpleasable because he's so narcissistic that he thinks that no one can help him.
Did you find his clitoris? Because some people are pleased by the clitoris. It's deep inside of them.
Yeah.
You have to have really long fingers.
Yeah. Honestly, one time I didn't arouse one of my clients enough. and I accidentally just freaking pounded the clitoris because it's supposed to like it's supposed to get deeper as they get more aroused.
Yeah.
So then it makes it harder to actually arouse them. So it's like a total conundrum.
Yeah.
Which come on, God, make the clit harder, make the clit easier to find. You know what I mean?
Put it on the surface.
Yeah. Why don't you just like put it right there where you can flick it?
Put it right there where you can go. And they feel it.
You know?
Yeah.
Like make it a half a tongue stretch away.
Put the clit. Hey, I'm God. I'm going to create a human and put the clitoris deep inside of them.
I mean, if God would have just thought this fucking shit through, he would have said, man has mustache. Mustache tickles clitoris. Clitoris on the edge of vagina.
You would think.
But
hi, I'm God, and we're going to put the clitoris as deep inside of a human as possible.
Yeah, and they put
it behind the belly button.
They put it like fucking 8 inches in the ass.
I know it, dude. It's crazy. But anyway, back to the guy who's a narcissistic cannibal.
Well, basically, I learned that some people, they don't know that they're being a pain in the ass the whole time. They think everyone else is just impatient.
Yeah.
So I just think that's hilarious. It's like, no, we're not impatient.
You just suck.
You're just a dickhead.
Yeah.
And you have no idea why everyone is mad at you. So that is a classic case. Here's a Poppy Stedman lesson to all people. If you find yourself realizing, I'm sorry, no comprende. No.
I'm sorry, no comprende.
If you're finding yourself going,
I'm sorry, no comprende.
I feel like no one ever is patient enough with me, or no one ever understands me, or something like that, it's probably your goddamn fault.
How to manipulate anyone.
That's the truth.
Yeah, so like if you're like, man,
if you're the common
I
denominator,
never get what I want. You should probably change something. Either how to get it or what your expectations are. One or the other.
Yeah, if you're the kind of person who is saying that everybody around you, if they're cool at first and then they're always turn into a crazy person, or they always become a dickhead, and you find yourself realizing, oh, I meet somebody, they're cool, and then they become a dickhead every single time you meet a new person, it's probably not them. It's probably you.
Yeah, you're probably a fucking dickhead.
You should probably be nicer, or not be so, not have your head up your ass so much.
Don't be such a judgy bitch.
Yeah, don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, but
I
I learned that today. I've actually never seen someone in a barbershop that was so fucking difficult. I've been around all types of people, and they were as nice as you can get to as shitty as you can get. And this guy was just the perfect niche of, he was like a own niche of person. Like he just fit a mold of his own. And I hope I never see this fucker again.
Yeah.
And if I do, I'll try to do my best and try to help them out. It wasn't me that was cutting their hair, and it doesn't matter who was, because everyone that I work with would have done the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It was a perfect product. It was a perfect product.
Yeah. I've only dealt with 2 dickhead clients. One of them wasn't even my client. In the tattoo world that have actually complained about a tattoo.
Yeah.
One guy actually complained to me about a tattoo.
Right.
The first guy was my client, who I didn't even tattoo yet. He was mad that I wasn't fast enough on my emails. This is when I was 17 or 18 years old learning to tattoo, and I wouldn't send him a design ahead of time. And he was getting a matching biker tattoo with his wife that was like their astrological signs. And he was a biker. He came in like he was all bikered out.
Oh my gosh.
He was getting snippy with an 18-year-old over email. And I was that 18-year-old, and I just think it's hilarious that a grown man is getting frustrated. Like, I wasn't even being a bad client. He was just that guy. He was the guy that you were describing earlier.
Yeah.
He was just shitty and didn't know how it worked. And because he couldn't get his way, he threw a hissy fit at me.
Yeah.
And I ended up being like, hey, man, I'm probably just not the tattooer for you. And it ended up, he got mad at that. And I think he went to Patty or something.
Yeah.
The second time was me witnessing a woman complain about another tattoo artist's tattoo. This is a guy I used to work with back in the day who just, he was awful. He was a bad tattooer. But I remember her coming in, like, we greeted them first. It was this woman and her friend. They both had gotten tattooed by this dude. And I remember, like, her getting mad at us, and we're like, no. I mean, we'll go get him. We'll go get him. You can talk to him. And they're mad at their tattoo because it's like all scarred up. It's like he basically damaged them. And I remember he was so good at like tricking them into thinking that he had helped them, but then they walked away still confused.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
They were like, what's wrong with this part of the tattoo? It's all scarred up and it's not holding the color and this and this and that. And then the other woman would jump in and be like, yeah, this part of the tattoo's all fucked up. This, and this. And this guy's way of around this would be like, oh, well, yeah, well, see, I noticed something about you and you're a little weird and your skin's a little weird and it's a little different. And then over here, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe we should do a touch up. I don't know what's going on here, but something was going on here. And the needle and then tattoo artist and then the epidermis and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll see you later. And like he would like say so many like crazy scientific things at these ladies and they would be like, oh, I guess I was helped. And then just like walk out. And you just felt bad for the ladies because it was like watching a magician like just trick these people. It's like, then he just kept continuing to fuck up tattoos. I don't know if he still does it or not.
I'm sure he's learned enough because, I mean, you would think that over time, either you fuck up enough to learn or you fuck up enough that people realize, you fuck up enough to either learn or you fuck up enough to go, wow, this is not for me.
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't sass me.
It's the truth.
I mean, you're going to do one or the other.
Mm-hmm. You're going to adapt or you're going to die.
That's why people quit.
Yeah.
It's like, it's either I'm not learning, so I have to quit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, but then a part of the story that I left out from earlier.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to jump on. I didn't mean to jump into another story.
You didn't. But I wanted to circle jerk back really quick. Basically, the guy came back later, like 2 hours later, talked to me, and he said, hey, man, I know this and this. Actually, the haircut's good.
How to manipulate anyone.
You guys really mind.
He goes, hey man, like he left thinking that his haircut was bad, came back knowing his haircut was good, but he wanted me to like do more shit. Even though he said it is good, but I want you to do more stuff to me. And I was like, it's like the only thing that I could possibly do while I'm doing something with two hands. I mean, I can like, what do you want me to suck you off?
It's like, dude, I can't cut you anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have any hair, dude.
He's like, want more haircut. And you're like, please, sir, I'm tired of peeling your scalp from the bone. Oh! I mean, seriously? I mean, the guy's a fucking ignoramus. I mean, I've never seen someone more clueless.
He's an ignorant hippopotamus.
Like, I know you've been getting your hair cut your whole life. I know it. Because if you weren't, your hair would fill the room.
Yeah.
You'd get in the car and you spend 5 minutes filling your car with hair.
Yeah, it really is one of those situations where it's like, if you can't get it right, and you even said earlier to me when you were talking about this, that this guy had been to every other barbershop in town and nobody's getting it right. It kind of comes back to, hey, dude, if nobody's getting it right, maybe it's you that needs to assess the situation.
Yeah. And also his screensaver on his phone was himself smiling with his favorite haircut. And that's what he showed to the person who cut his hair. So I know exactly what it was. I know what the product was supposed to be, and it was exactly the same. Because it is the most simple haircut of all time. Here's what it is. A fade from a 1, which is not really even a fade.
I don't even know what this is.
A 1. Just the number 1. So fade from a 1 is just 1, 1.5, 2, 3. Then you do finger length on top. Just as short as you can get with your fingers and scissors. That was it. That's literally what he wanted. That is the most simple. Every white man in America that you see walking down the street has the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You're not special. You're nobody.
I'm befuddled at the fact that this man has a screensaver of himself on his phone.
Yeah, red flag, bro.
That's very I don't know. Weird.
At the Grand Canyon. So he got his favorite haircut he's ever had.
Biggest hole in the world.
Probably his favorite memory ever. So he just remembers, I felt good.
I'm sorry, no comprende.
He said, this is my favorite memory. I'm going to put it on my screensaver. And what I looked like in this, I felt the best. Maybe it wasn't your haircut. Maybe it was just you were having a good time.
I don't know how anybody could have a good memory at the Grand Canyon.
Hot.
It's hot.
Deep.
When I was there, we showed up. It was me, my mom, my brothers, my stepdad, and we were looking out over the giant hole, and then you see enough of the hole, and then it's land again. It's a canyon.
Technically a crack.
Yeah. On the other side of the land, the crack,
Yeah.
you could see the land.
More land.
There was literally a baby there, and a pack of hyenas ripped it to shreds. That is not a sight for joy. That's not a sight to put on the background of your phone unless you're a real fucking freak.
How to manipulate anyone.
So my thing is, you're going to take a picture of yourself where you know the background is land, crack, land, pack of hyenas, and a baby. The fuck?
What the fuck are you doing? That's fucking weird.
Dude, I hate the Grand Canyon, and the most we've ever had around West Virginia is one time I found a baby getting attacked by a daggone can of worms.
A can of worms?
Mm-hmm. Canadian
can of worms.
Mm-hmm. Canadian can of worm.
Hmm.
Yeah, like these guys just like threw these worms on this baby, and it just like slowly ate it.
Over years and years and years.
Yeah, it was like the baby eventually decayed.
Yeah. Probably just out of starvation. It's crazy that you guys just watched it die.
Took a long time.
Yeah, you just
and
watched.
honestly, you would think the baby would.
You don't want to interact in nature.
Well, you'd think the baby would eat the worms.
Yeah, if it was a smart baby. Sounds like a really dumb baby.
Yeah, I mean, for survival of the fittest.
Some babies can swim. You throw them in water, they just float.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? They just like their heads like a buoy. Yeah. And others, their heads like freaking lead.
It's weird.
Do you think it's that they have like no brain, or that their brain's too heavy, or?
No, I just think it's made of like a driftwood material. Just floats. Like a nice curvy piece of driftwood.
Ooh, I tell you what. That's
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't sass me.
What the fuck? So we know how you feel about curvy pieces of driftwood. And so you're saying babies' heads are made of curvy pieces of driftwood?
No. It could be a stiff piece of driftwood. It could be it's something that floats. It's not air though.
Like small rocks.
Really, really, really small rocks.
Very small rocks.
Yeah. What else floats?
A duck.
Dude, what are you ready for this weekend? Oh, by the way, speaking of what's going on this weekend, with my friends from Muncie coming in.
Muncie?
The last time I was in Muncie, I tattooed Evan, and he gifted us these koozies from Howlin' Hyde. And thank you, Evan. We're finally using them on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thanks. I knew we got them, but I didn't know where they went.
They were stored at my house for the longest time, and then I moved, and then now here we are, finally using them.
So I appreciate that. One, I have another story to tell. I heard this today. So one of my customers is a psychiatrist, like a psych resident.
I'm sorry, no comprende.
That means he's a psychiatry resident.
How to manipulate anyone.
Correct. And so basically his job is
How to manipulate anyone.
and he was in working in the hospital. I don't remember what part, but he's had a patient who was autistic. And
Did you say autistic or artistic? Okay.
Every day is a new day.
So he's autistic. And there's in the hallway, and they're sitting in the hallway or something, or somewhere where they can watch people walk by, and every single man that walked by, regardless of color, the autistic person looks at the person, they go, "Hey, look at that N-word."
Really?
Just like some white guy. And then the next person goes, "Hey, look at that N-word."
Really? Sounds like you might have Tourette's
Like
or something.
saying the N-word
Yeah.
over and over again. He goes, "Hey, look at that N-word." Did you see that N-word?
Oh my gosh. Sounds like he has Tourette's.
But he just keeps saying it over and over again. And the mother's like, he's like 12. He's like, yeah, we do not use this kind of language at the house. And the doctor kind of looks over, like, yeah, I bet. I'm sure he's never heard that word at home before.
Right.
Hey, look at that N-word.
What's
But I mean, he's like totally, it's crazy because he's like getting a pass.
Yeah.
By being, one, a child, two, like having a mental handicap technically.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know where on the spectrum he was. You know what I mean?
Videos of like people with Tourette's though.
Yeah.
Saying the N-word.
Yeah.
The guy that I knew with Tourette's never said the N-word. He just meowed. Like a cat.
Dude.
And I would take
dogs hated him.
I would take the cat guy the dogs hated over the racist Tourette's guy.
He had bites all over his body.
They thought he was a cat. They thought he was a feline.
He'd go, "Fuck off, meow." Like that.
And the dogs would be like,
yeah, and he'd be like, "Oh, no, meow, meow, no, meow, meow, meow."
chase him up a tree.
Yeah. Yeah,
but he wasn't racist.
Thank God.
I'm sorry, no comprende.
But cats got confused too. They're like, "What?" The cats? Maybe it was like cats were like, he was probably saying the N-word in cat, and they're like all getting like, "What the fuck's up with this racist guy?
This racist human."
Yeah, what the
cat?
Fuck? That's cat racist. What the fuck?
Let's fuck him up. Let's scratch him up with our claws.
Yeah, let's scratch his carpet.
I've been saving up this dew claw to really cut him.
Yeah. But can you imagine just like being the doctor next to this kid that just goes, "Hey, look at that N-word." Look
How
at
to
that
manipulate anyone.
Look at that N-word. That'd be crazy.
Being a psychologist
He
or
said
a
he just
psychiatrist.
he said he just started laughing hysterically.
Being a psychologist or a psychiatrist would be crazy to begin with. Mm-hmm. I bet he tells you some crazy stories.
Yeah, one time he had a guy come in after he had laid on a train track, just like put his arm over the train track, and it cut off, and the train went by and cut off his arm. And he said that guy was in there because he got his arm cut off, and he had never been happier.
Wow.
Because he had been in there, he had been in like the psych ward multiple times, talking about how he didn't like that arm. That arm it wasn't like his. He didn't like, it's not his arm. He didn't like it. So he just said that it was an accident, that he got stuck on the train, somehow fell next to train tracks, and it cut it off. He lied.
He was glad to get rid of that arm.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I've also heard stories about like a kid, just like a 14-year-old kid, just like having an episode all of a sudden, just like getting up from playing Xbox, stabs his stepdad while he's sleeping, stabs his real mom, and then just like gets out of the episode and calls the cops and ambulance right away and be like, hey, I just stabbed my parents.
Fuck, dude.
So he just like went in and out, and he's like, they're like, why'd you do that? He's like, I kind of just wanted to know what it was like, and then it's over.
Fuck,
like,
dude.
I mean, I think everybody's like one drop, like one molecule of a chemical away from like just turning into oncoming traffic. I've always said that. Like you've thought of it. You know you have. You've been driving and you're like, if I just like went over that, like if you just went over the bridge, right? Just zip, what would happen? You don't do it because you don't want to, but you kind of think, like what would it, you've watched movies where you've seen it, and but you've never experienced something. It's something that you won't experience unless it happens accidentally or you're funny? A crazy person.
You're talking about that, like, just if you would be walking on a bridge and you would see somebody walking, that kind of thought, like an intrusive thought like that would enter your head, but you would never ever act on it.
Yeah. But then you're one drop of a chemical away. Another person that has the wrong chemical imbalance would just push you over the fucking bridge.
Yeah, like a psycho.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is,
like a psycho. Like a fucking psycho.
Some people can't just accept that, oh, I had this thought and I'm not going to do it, and life moves on. I need to go pay my taxes.
Yeah.
Some people can accept that, and they like have overwhelming guilt that they're having these thoughts, and they think it's a bad thing. It's like, no, it's not a bad thing, dude. It's just like you think about it. Like,
yeah.
Like in my head right now, I could pick up this camera and like smash out all the windows in glass in your brand new shop.
Yeah.
But I would never do that.
No. I've literally thought about, like, while you were sleeping when we lived together, I'd like stand over you and I would think about, like, what if I just bit him in the throat and ripped out all of the blood carrying vessels, all of his blood vessels out of his neck, and see like what happens to him next. I've thought about that, but why would I never acted on it. I stood over you and thought like, oh man, and I visualized it, and I actually had a little pre-cum.
Yeah.
But I never did it.
It's because
How to manipulate anyone.
well, first off, your pussy little teeth couldn't handle my neck. There's no way you could even shred through this skin. I got thick skin. Second off, yeah, everybody has those thoughts. Nobody's going to bite through Jake Gordon's neck.
Yeah.
If they would, might be a dead guy.
I think every guy, every guy in the world has like looked at their girlfriend and went, if I punched you right now, it would fucking kill you. It would kill you. It would fucking kill. If I punched you right now, it would fucking kill you. Because like their little freaking soft brain inside that little noggin that's like an eggshell, and you'd think, I could. I'm not going to. That's how nice I am. I could be a Neanderthal and just freaking bash your brain in. But why?
What's that guy?
Why would I do that?
Tom Hardy played him in a movie. I can't think of what he was like a prisoner, but he was basically just acted on every impulsive, violent thing he could. He was just a maniac.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's a prisoner. It's just a super crazy movie, but I can't think of what it's called right now.
Prison Break.
That's it. It was Prison Break. Might have been Death Race.
I thought it was Lost.
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't sass me.
Yeah, that was a bit far.
Do you have anything else you want to say on the podcast tonight?
I just think that people should just not let their intrusive. I don't consider them intrusive thoughts unless it's only intrusive if you feel guilt about it afterwards, right?
I think so.
Like something's only intruding if it affects you negatively. But if you go, like if you just think of something that's bad and think it's funny and then you just go on with your day and never act on it, it's like, it's not what you, it's like some people, it's like, oh, it's not what you say, it's what you do or whatever. That's what parents always told you. It's like, it's like not what I say, it's what I do. That the actions speak louder than words. Like, okay, my actions are, I never ripped your throat out. I never punched my girlfriend.
Before we close, it could be positive words and actions could be intrusive thoughts, because if you're a guy and in your head you meet somebody like the guy you described today,
Yeah.
and he's a dickhead, and you know he's a dickhead, and you don't want to be nice to him.
Yeah.
You don't want to be nice to him at all. You want to say, hey, you're a dickhead. Leave the shop. Get the fuck out of here. An intrusive thought, because it's a habit, is to be polite. That polite habit, you might just like deal with him professionally, as you probably should. But technically, it's a habit of being polite.
Yeah.
And that could technically be an intrusive reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
You're just like I
being
want to be
passive.
mean to you, but I'm just like being like, yeah.
Yeah. Like being passive
Yeah.
is intrusive. It like affects you negatively.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of very passive people, and some people are just passive towards their significant other or whatever. And it just affects them negatively, because then nobody ever does what they want, because they always just ask the other person what they want.
Yeah.
So that
You live
that
your life off that.
Yep. So you have stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I was very nice to that person. I wish that person well that did that today. Even though I think they're extremely ignorant. I don't think that they are technically a mean person. I think they're really dumb. Like even the way they were speaking, like when I was talking to my client, he kept going, "Oh, what was that?" Like thinking that it was all about him. So he thinks everything is about him.
Yeah.
And he needs to see like a doctor. You know what I mean? The guy needs to see a doctor.
How to manipulate anyone.
No way he's married. Fact. 0 chance.
How many girls do you think he's kissed?
3.
How many guys do you think he's kissed?
I think
Probably one. He probably tried it.
I think he kissed a drag queen, thinking it was a girl, then realizing, because he's so self-indulged, he thought, oh, this girl likes me. He's not even looking at what the girl looks like or is like. He's just thinking, wow, someone likes me. I'm going to do what I want.
What
now.
kind of chips do you think he keeps at home as a snack?
Probably the Doritos ketchup, tangy ketchup.
I was either going to say that or just like plain Fritos.
Oh, man.
It's like they're not bad, but they're not my first choice.
No. Like,
They're like, they're salty enough. They're a chip. They're pop. They're a name brand, but you're not going to have them in your house.
no. It's like he probably, like, when's the last time you just ate a graham cracker?
It's been a long time.
It's like the only reason you had graham crackers in the house
It's because you had s'mores at one
for
point.
s'mores. And if you eat just regular graham crackers, like if you buy graham crackers just to eat, you're a freak.
It's kind of strange.
And you probably love yourself too much.
You probably cause issues in barbershops.
How to manipulate anyone.
But you're probably a fucking freak.
Probably a psycho serial killer.
I'm sorry, no comprende.
You probably stand over your friend thinking about how to rip their throat out.
You my best friend.
I did actually have graham. I had some graham crackers.
Nice. I mean, they're good. Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we will see everybody next week.